Welcome to What Do You Know Anyway? The quiz show that asks the question, what do you know about a person-directed approach to dining in long-term care? Now, here's your host, Walter Mellon!
Hi-ho, all you contestants out there in TV land. You know, using a person-directed approach to dining practices in your long-term care community is no longer on the back burner. It is a mandate from the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, and those requirements are tied to the 5-star rating system. If you don't know how to discover and document what matters most to people when it comes to making an informed choice about dining preferences, you risk losing referrals, receiving citations, and the possibility of legal action, and that's not good. Now let's find out what you know and need to know about creating dining plans that cover the bases when it comes to CMS Final Rule regulations.
What do you know about Step 1? Community adopts a person-directed dining approach.
True or false? The best way to inform physicians about your community's adoption of person-directed dining is to hand them a flyer at the 18th tee of your local country club. Send physicians a well-written letter that explains the new approach to dining adopted by the community. The letter should make the case for diet individualization and stress the steps your community will take to minimize risks to both the people living there as well as to the healthcare professionals handling their care. Encourage doctors or their representatives to attend the residents' dining care plan meeting. A doctor's input is invaluable in discussing the approaches to accommodating what matters most to a resident regarding food preferences while keeping that person as safe as possible. True or false? The most cost-effective way to inform people in your community about the new approach to dining is to use a megaphone at midnight when the community is nice and quiet.
Hey, guess what?
To make sure residents know what to expect regarding meals and snacks, give a useful handout like the Declaration of Dining Independence. This document informs people about the right to make an informed choice and tells what to expect during his or her care plan meeting. It also lists who should be present. These folks include family members invited by the resident, the person's physician. If he or she cannot physically attend the meeting, suggest the doctor call in as an alternative. The nurse aide that has responsibility for a person's daily care, registered nurse, member of Food and Nutrition Services, social service personnel, and other appropriate health professionals.
What do you know about Step 2? Interview the resident and complete a dining preferences form.
True or false? Before the dining plan meeting, it is essential to know what a person likes or doesn't like to eat, where and at what times, and if exploring the possibility of liberalizing a restricted diet is something of interest. You need a comprehensive form to record dining choices such as preferred foods and beverages, any religious, cultural, and ethnic preferences, how a person wishes to celebrate birthdays, any need for assistance with eating, and much more. A completed dining preference form serves as the foundation for the discussion of a dining plan. True or false? To get the most accurate information from each resident, you should use a feather to tickle their feet until they confess to loving chocolate-covered pickles. When interviewing residents, share what you are doing and why. By letting people know the purpose of your questions, you will increase the chances of getting meaningful information. For a quick lesson on interviewing techniques, review our tip sheet, How to Successfully Interview a Resident.
What do you know about Step 3? Determine what matters most to the person by discussing risks, benefits of diet choices.
True or false? To thoroughly discuss the options and consequences of any dietary changes, you need handouts with current evidence-based research on the risks and benefits of both prescribed diets and liberalizing those diets. You also need a comprehensive form to guide the discussion and document what matters to the person about his or her diet choices. Using these documents or something similar allows the care team to check off relevant points and add comments from the resident about concerns and questions that person may have regarding changes to the diet plan. Hint: we have just what you need if you don't want to develop your own forms. True or false? As evidence of this discussion with the people in your care, we suggest writing down verbatim what the person said, or make an audio or video recording. Quoting the resident as accurately as possible helps to confirm that a person has made an informed choice regarding his or her diet decisions. That way, family members and care professionals will have an accurate record of the wishes of the resident.
What do you know about Step 4? Individualize approaches.
True or false? After discussing the risks and benefits of both diet restrictions and liberalizing those restrictions, the care team and the resident can celebrate this milestone. After the discussion about diets, the team and the resident must now review and develop a plan of individualized approaches that will honor that person's choices while keeping them as safe as possible.
What do you know about Step 5? Validate the resident's informed choice.
True or false? Getting the resident to autograph an 8x10 glossy photograph of themselves is enough to document the dining plan meeting. Make sure the resident, as well as the people in attendance, sign the documentation tool as a record of his or her informed consent of diet. The care team will then use this information to write the dining plan.
What do you know about Step 6? Periodically review the dining plan with resident.
True or false? After everyone signs the document, the team can head home confident that the resident will be well fed and happy. To make sure that a person is happy with his or her dining choices, a team member should ask if the meals and snacks are acceptable and update the resident's dining preference form accordingly.
What do you know about Step 7? Monitor satisfaction, assess and improve performance.
True or false? Once the dining plan is completed, staff can rest assured that the people in their community are set for the next year. The dining plan is an organic document and should change throughout the life of the person. The care team should monitor the resident's weight as well as their demeanor, and if any undesirable changes are noted, should take action. Interview the resident to see if the approaches in the dining plan are working. Review any new information that may be relevant to the dining plan, and document if changes are to be made or stay the same. True or false? As part of a Quality Assurance Performance Improvement QAPI initiative, everyone in the community should be given a t-shirt that says, "Have a QAPI day!" As part of a QAPI initiative to determine when systems are falling short of meeting the needs and requests of the residents, assessments and surveys should be used to identify gaps in performance so that performance improvement projects, PIPs, can be developed to close those gaps. And now you know what to do about person-directed approaches to dining in long-term care. We hope you learned how to create comprehensive dining care plans that meet federal requirements for informed choice and lessen the risks for citations and legal action. More importantly, your meals will be meaningful to the people eating and living in your community, providing happiness as well as safety. And it's good business, too. Remember, person-directed dining practices are tied directly to the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services requirements that are tied directly to the 5-star quality rating system. And now a word from our sponsor.
Balanced Senior Nutrition has written a manual that contains all the forms, tip sheets, and procedures you need to implement informed choice. Just follow this link for a free preview and visit our website for many other related resources.